Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another 10 Forward Weekly. My name is Mike Fatum, and I'm a bit worried that y'all can't hear me right now because the music wasn't playing in the login screen. But I see someone on Twitch saying sound yays. Okay, so I feel a little better. Excuse me while I pull up Facebook chat here. All right, hello, everyone. Oh, y'all turned up your audio. I'm so sorry, Tequila. Maybe I can't hear it. I'll turn it up to maximum. Oh God, Mike is the loudest. Well, hey folks, welcome to 10 Forward Weekly. We are a weekly show that covers everything about Star Trek Online from within cryptic studios. I am your spy on the inside. I tell you all the things that I am absolutely approved by our executive producer to tell you. It's a difficult spying mission, one that involves quite a few emails. Anyway, sorry for the late start this week. I was judging the Snow Gear Fashion Contest with Bill and Nick and Jesse, and a meeting that I had booked for half an hour. It ended up taking almost an hour because you all sent in so many amazing entries, and paring that down to some winners was tough. But we have winners now. They're going to be announced likely next week because I have to make sure Europe has time to translate the contest winner blog. But we have them, and we will be letting you know soon. So cool. Wraith Shadow is being invited to one chat every 30 seconds. I'm not sure what that means, but sorry about that. Mr. Dave, can't wait to meet me in person at Star Trek Las Vegas. I'm going to try something here. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know if it's a good plan. But I hate having to turn... Okay, now you can see the monitor. Oh! I hate having to turn my head so much to see chat. And this is better, right? This is better? I don't think anything ripped out of the socket. Okay. Someone said they liked my hair. Thank you. It's been this way for a while now. It's also turning slowly invisible. Let me see if I can make that a little better. There we go. Slightly less invisible hair. Let's see. Captain Walls 84, you're welcome. I will say there is one person besides me. So they're saying thank you. Somebody asked a question about the Discovery Enterprise and whether it would have hangar pets or whether it would be a flight deck cruiser, which I responded with, of course, mwahaha, because I can't tell you that, but I know. But I will say there's more to it than you're just thinking about. I was working with a fan creator on a project that involves that very ship. And they sent me an email this week that literally just said, "Are you sure? Is that a typo?" So you can speculate to heck and back about what that was about. But that is the kind of reactions that the Discovery Enterprise might be... What's the word? Soliciting? Causing? You know what I mean. Yeah. Parker York says, wait, the Disco Enterprise is confirmed. I didn't say anything like that. I'm speaking hypothetically, in a hypothetical world where we've definitely talked about it and had it on the roadmap for a while, and teased it a lot. But it's not confirmed. It's just confirmed, but not confirmed. Anyway. Yes, I see all of you asking how you're going to be able to get your hands on the Enterprise. That's part of the information I can't tell you today. Oh, looks like the chat room... Oh, of course, now that I moved the things. Looks like the chat room for Twitch is in slow mode. Okay, let me see if I can turn that off. Looks like we're back in fast mode. Not fat mode. That's just my daily life. Okay, so today we may have some people stopping by. I invited people if they weren't busy, but there wasn't huge news this week, so I figured I'd just play through some random TFOs and answer some questions you guys have. So fire away. Nathaniel Cap, okay, I can't answer that. If we are doing a Discovery Enterprise ship, it will be a Tier 6 ship, yes. I don't know if that question was, will it be a Tier 7 ship, or whether that question was, will it be a Tier 5 ship, but if we are making one, which I cannot confirm or deny at this time, it would be a Tier 6 ship. K-Bouse, yes, I can confirm that after this week's update, you will still have all of your weekend event store vouchers in your inventory. I can also confirm that the nebulous date in the future that I said you'd find out more about what's going to happen with the weekend store is no longer nebulous. There will be a blog on Monday with full details on that. But needless to say, we've heard a lot of the concerns about the changes we're making to events and how that might affect the weekend event store. And we've come to a solution that I think is pretty fair. And I think you guys will too. But, you'll find out more on Monday. That's pretty much all I can say for now. Jeremy Giller, is Tier 7 on the horizon? No. Honestly, as much as we might make more money if we made Tier 7 ships, I don't know that we would. First of all, the backlash y'all might not buy Tier 7 ships. I don't know what we would upgrade on the ships to make them Tier 7. I guess just make them more powerful and then have to make content more powerful. Yeah. The other thing is there's over 600 ships in the game. And we launched Tier 6 ships 3-4 years ago, and we're still upgrading a lot of the Tier 5 ships. There's still some that haven't been upgraded, so I don't think I know we have no plans of starting a Tier 7 ship process anytime soon. Now, of course, never say never. There might be someday, somewhere, somehow, some way that we decide that a Tier 7 ship is something that's worthwhile and something you guys might enjoy, but that is not this day, nor is any day in the future that I know of. Someone was asking about the summer ship. Yes, we've confirmed that it will be the Ryzen Corvette Tier 6. We mentioned that on the roadmap. That hasn't changed. That's pretty much all I have to say about that right now. Tier 20 shuttlecraft, when? In your dreams every night. Captain Wallace 84 says Tier 6 is fine. Tier 7 would be like making Deep Space Nine playable, which we've never done on this stream before. No, that's crazy talk. Yeah. Okay, good. Phenomenal. Lass is asking a question I was planning on answering. I've answered this on Reddit earlier, but you may not have seen that if you don't go on Reddit. Some people are asking why Operation Riposte launched on PC with the free Tier 6 ship coupon event and launched on console without that. The answer is, how do I put this? Many people have speculated on the nature of our ability to give away things that we sell for free on console, and have noticed a pattern over the past few years. I certainly can't confirm or deny said speculation, but I've now mentioned said speculation, so speculate away. Because of that, because of the nature of that, and because this free Tier 6 ship thing is something we're trying on PC for the first time, there wasn't a way to just port it to console. And so we've been having a lot of discussions about if we were going to run it on console, but we had to run it with a separate reward, something different. How would we do that? And unfortunately, those discussions just didn't really come to a resolution in time for Operation Riposte. I've heard a lot of people suggest an Epic Phoenix token instead of a free Tier 6 ship. I don't think that idea is terrible. I've passed it on. But more discussions need to be had. If the program is successful in the way we'd like on PC, I think there's no reason that we wouldn't port it to the console in the future, but the rewards would definitely be different in some way. And we'd just have to see what those rewards might be. Travis Broford Richard wants me to, please God, please explain why we cannot 3D print our crew. Because it's not as simple as all that. The amount of technical effort it took to make it so you can 3D print your ships was Herculean. There was a lot to it. We'd like to maybe one day make you able to 3D print your crew, but it's not a thing on the horizon right now. Trev 1980, will there be more re-engineering options happening sometime in the next few months if the systems team has time to get for it? Mino Dan, are the plans to make the Disco shuttles available for 2410 captains? I hope so. Kel MG96 missed the beginning of the stream and is being coy, asking about the Discovery Enterprise and the Klingon D7, which we may have mentioned in the past would be coming out in June. Now, of course, until such time as certain blogs are released, I can not confirm nor deny the existence of such ships. However, I answered many questions about them earlier in the stream, and for some reason, I've gone full Shatner. Let's see. What about shuttles being upgraded in some way to make shuttle content feel better? That's an interesting idea, and certainly something worth looking into. One of the things that we're doing right now is looking at ways we can use content that already exists. Not that already exists, but take things that you guys already engage with and make them better and more fun, like patrols and deep space encounters and things of that nature. So shuttle content might be on that list. I can certainly pass on that there's some enthusiasm for it. Let's see. Chat pause due to scroll. Oh, man. Rider 58, Gem Lifetime ship, when please? I honestly don't know. I know that it exists-ish. There was initial work done on it. I don't know when the time will exist for the ship team and the systems team to finalize it. But when we do, I'll let you know. There are plans to add any new reputations to the Admiralty system. I think you mean Admiralty tracks, not reputations. Not at this time. We added the Ferengi one back in the day, a while back, but it's not. There's not any plans to do more of those in the future. I think currently our focus, I think, is less on adding more to systems that are just you clicking menus as much as part of this game as those are. We already have a bunch of them. I'm about to probably engage with a few of them when we actually get into the game here. But we're looking to make more gameplay content more fun, if that makes sense. Dijon Cyanide says the Gemini Lifetime ship is in the process between the beginning and finish. Yes, nothing is more accurate has ever been said. Let's see. Rennie Aberer, a lot of the reason that the rooms are so huge in a lot of ship interiors is because a lot of times we needed to fit more people and NPCs in there that wouldn't fit in a realistically sized room. And that was a decision that was made, 9 years ago. We can't necessarily fix all of those rooms right away, but you'll notice a lot of the things we make now, like the Discovery hallways and the Deep Space Nine revamp, are a little closer to quote-unquote actual size. William DeLong, I answered that question earlier in the stream. Feel free to go back and watch it on the video on demand later. Well, I want to answer this question. I don't think I can read your name on the air. So I'll just say that your name is JSA. Why would you name yourself that? Any chance we'll ever see updates to Lockbox/Prize ships? In this specific instance, he's asking about temporal dreadnoughts that don't have temporal specialization, probably because they were created before the temporal specialization existed. Maybe. I know one of the things Jeremy has discussed is making alternate versions of old ships. If we did make them, they would be new versions of those ships, not an update to the ship you have, I think. Don't quote me on that. That's not gospel. Is there any talks about updating the TNG clothing to look as cool as the Season 1 versions you released for the anniversary? So, hey, you know a way you can help us get you new costumes and the updates to costumes you've been asking for? Cryptic Studios is hiring a character artist. There's a If you go to crypticstudios.com/careers right now, we are looking for a talented character artist. Character artists work on the NPCs, the costumes. So if you're a talented person drawer and prop drawer and have some experience with 3D stuff, go there and apply, please, because we're looking for somebody. And honestly, somebody who understands the game would be a cool get to have. It would be fine to, bring somebody in who is a good artist but doesn't know Star Trek Online, but it'd be cool to have both. I would like that. So, yeah, apply. You want new costumes? Make them yourself while we pay you to do it. Stu1701, what about those of us who have no artistic skill or talent? You can just go into community management. There, I took the shot at myself before you guys could. That's getting clipped. Let's see. Mr. Dave, no, Thomas Maroney did not leave STO. He's the lead ship and UI artist. Our character artist is Ian Castaneda, who is still going strong, but we're looking for another person to support his team. Someone saying with the character in the background, it looks like I have a ponytail. I used to have a ponytail once upon a time before I cut all this. In fact, when I first started working here, I had the long hair. So some of you have seen that. Let's see. Yeah, John Buck, bigger teams means more content. Hooray! Xander's SWF. What if once the new character artist is hired? Will they appear on stream? Yes, but I've found with game developers that they like to have something specific to talk about before they come on the stream. Joe, for example, I tried to have on several times just to say, like, welcome to the stream thing, but she didn't really want to pop on until she could talk about the character creation redesign, because then it was like, here's what I've been working on. So that's probably what we'll end up doing when we get a new character artist. Anthony Bird, there's been a lot of discussion about lockbox and promo ships and whether they'd be account-wide or character-wide. It's something we need to get some data on, and we just haven't gotten the data yet. Basically, we need to look into player behavior before we can make that decision. And that looking is in the process of happening, but it's not happening quickly. Radioactivity. Is there any plans to make really old content like Starfleet's patrols replayable? That's a good question. One of the things I mentioned earlier that we're looking at is older content like that and ways to make it viable in the new era, ways to make things like that more fun. One problem that we're running into is that a lot of it is ancient, not very heavily played, and some of it is broken, and we don't know how much of it is broken. So if you're somebody who plays a lot of patrols, and you have good knowledge over which ones are not functioning, contact me. Let me know. Say, Dear Cal, you can use this email right here to do it too. This email right here, you can use that. You can say, Dear Cal, this patrol, let's say Argala, although I know Argala's not broken, because if Argala ever broke, you guys would tell me in 5 seconds. This patrol is broken. When I go to the patrol, I try to play through it, and the enemies don't spawn after you delete the mines, and therefore the mission is unprogressible. Send me that information. It would be very useful for us, especially just to know which ones are broke. So, yes, please do. Parker York says, bring back the clusters, bring back the clusters. I think you mean the exploration clusters. No plans for that right now. Captain Wallace 84, are there any exciting blogs planned for next week? There is the one on Monday that talks about the weekend event store that I know you're all dying to hear about. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, not really, but, there's some stuff getting announced tomorrow. I think 2 weeks from now is when you guys are going to be really excited. Rel Solus asks this every week, so I got to go remember to talk to Weston after this. The communicator beam on animation for Discovery characters is tabbing a combat instead of flipping out a communicator. If you could, Rel, I know you copy pasta that one a lot every time we're on stream. If you could specifically copy pasta it tonight when I'm signing off of this stream, that would be fantastic. Because then my first thought will be, I will go downstairs and I will speak to Weston about this, and hopefully that will fix it. Eric Madare, is Arena of Sompek coming back? Yes, and we'll have more information about that soon. Mr. Dave hopes to see some Picard content in Star Trek Online. Me too. I can't imagine why we wouldn't do it. But, you know, we have to know a little more about what's going on in the show before we can start work on it. Has there ever been any consideration of a Cardassian shuttle and ground weapons? I can't say it's something that's been talked about a lot, but you never know. It might be something we look into in the future. AW Twitch, the status of the missions that were supposed to be improved, like City on the Edge of Never, is that they are in the pipeline. Our content team is pretty slammed, making new content and working on some other stuff. And they're trying to get in to jump on those things and fix and improve them as we go and in the time that they have, which is occasionally rough. Let's see. JSA again. Why that name? Why that name, JSA? Wants to know if there's any chance of customizing your B mounts. This is something we get a lot of questions about in terms of customizing your warp animation, your B mounts, things like that. Those things are coded currently into your character's allegiance. So if you are a Discovery era character, you will get the Discovery era stuff. Changing that to a customizable layout where you can pick it is not an impossible task, but it's one that has to have a lot of time put into it. That would be a big new feature, and we know it's one you guys want. So it's definitely something we've talked about a bunch, but it's as always a question of time. For our 10th birthday, what are our plans next year? I don't know. We haven't gotten that far. Let's see. JSA is asking a question I've answered before, but I'll dive on it. The reason that you get a Discovery era warp out sound effect instead of a Federation one when you are warping out as a Federation 2409 Federation character is because that's how it's set up. There was an issue with sound where we couldn't make a separate one for Discovery characters and Federation characters, and so what the audio guys actually did was made a blend of both, but because it's the Discovery stuff is the new stuff, that's what we're mostly hearing. It's again, a longer discussion on fixing that one. Kel MG96, we haven't heard anything back from CBS on Kelpians. Mr. Dave calls me Nike. Mr. Dave, so because Cryptic Studios and CBS are different companies, we're a licensee, but we don't actually, we're not a, what's the word? Subsidiary of CBS. So setting up something like that where becoming a lifetime subscriber gave you access to CBS All Access would be difficult. Maybe for like a trial period or something. I don't know. We could talk to them about that, but that's above my pay grade. I'll pitch it to PWE the next time I talk to them. And Nikitos Monomaxos. It's not going to be possible to choose which of your buffs appear on bridge. But if your bridge has weird collision things, please do let me know. Especially post in the forums in the bug section, because I both check that and the QA folks do. And so if there's something obvious that we can send to the environment team to fix or the content team to fix, they will do that. Can I talk about the new mines coming tomorrow? Not much more to say than what was already said in the blog. They're really cool, and they do really cool things. The thing that surprised me, and I don't know if this is clear in the blog, when you press the launch mine button, you get 2 blackout mines and 2 slicer mines, whatever they're called, every single time. So you're not choosing which mines you fire, you're firing both of them every time. Yeah, Firefly 00, that would be just about as difficult as everything else. Duncan, Idaho, I would love to do another writing challenge sometime. The problem with the writing challenge is that it takes much longer to judge than screenshot contests, so it has to be a time when people have time to judge it. Let's see. All right. Temporal recruitment rerun. As I've mentioned on the stream before, the temporal recruitment event was only for TOS officers. So if we were going to do another recruitment, we want it to be either for our newer content like Discovery or for something, I don't know, for everybody somehow. We've talked about a new recruitment event, but I don't think we'll rerun temporal recruitment just because it is set up to only be for TOS, and that is one of those things that's not flip switch and it's for everybody. Yeah, you know, we talk about it, but what do you think will be more popular? Mr. Dave wants to know for players, the Discovery Enterprise, the TOS Enterprise. If you mean once things settle out, I think the TOS one, but at least for the first year after we hypothetically release the Disco prize, that'll be more popular for sure. SDO is the best game icons I've ever seen. Just saying. I will let Thomas and Joe know. Are we nervous about making content in the time of Season 3 Disco? No, because, I mean, we made content from the past. Making content from the future isn't that much different. K-Bouse, I know the temporal recruitment event fits thematically with Discovery, but please edit it. Sounds like we can. I don't know if you mean this, but it sounds like you mean, you know, and we're done. And it's actually like, it's a lot. You're gonna have to believe me on this. The Jem'Hadar recruitment was a big problem, and so we just don't want to dive into it again unless it's going to be something super beneficial for us. Q Cullen, should we expect no new Discovery missions until after the summer event in July? I think that's pretty safe to say. We've got some stuff coming out this summer, specifically the Ryza event, like you mentioned, and then we will have our next big content drop closer to fall. The only ship we've wanted War 7654. The only ship we've announced for the summer event so far is the T6 Corvette, not the luxury cruiser. Claudio Puviani. No, I'm not going to answer that. I already explained it. Duncan Idaho wants to know if we would just remake In the Shadow of Midas for future content. Honestly, I would love to, but I think there's a couple of issues with that, both legally, because we're straight up stealing somebody else's work, even though it was work made for our game, so maybe that isn't a legal issue, but it's a moral issue. And, you know, the wonderful thing about the sudden resurgence of Star Trek we're getting is that we have a lot of content to pull from. The unfortunate thing about it is that it means probably less new, brand spanking 2410 storylines with original characters, at least for a while. But it's still better to be producing stuff for an actual Star Trek series. And in this case, 3 or 4 actual Star Trek series, it looks like. Jeremy Giller, we always want to work with Star Trek actors, no matter what show they're from. I think the next few are probably going to be Discovery people and maybe Picard people. But there's nothing to stop us from bringing Aaron or Chase or anybody like that back. We love all those folks. Mr. Dave, there are no pictures of the Corvette yet because the Corvette is not done. Thomas is working on it right now. When we announce the summer event officially, that's when you'll first see the first pictures of it. But it looks cool. Dijon Cyanide, Al's answered this on the show before, so I think I can say if we do something from one of the cartoons that's coming up, because there's 2 now coming up, we will likely take the general design of it and make it look like an STO graphics rather than trying to put a cartoon in the game. Because Star Trek is one unified universe, and we want to keep everything looking kind of similar. Yeah, any chance for Star Trek the Animated Series content? It's always a possibility. I know the rights for the animated series are a little bit more tied up than the stuff that we currently have access to, because we can use anything from any of the Star Trek series, but the animated series has got some weird rights things to it, and it makes it harder. I think that's one of the reasons why we're using Cations instead of the cat people from the animated series. So that's that. Hopefully, I know there's a lot of things you guys would like. We hear a lot of requests from stuff from Star Trek Beyond and the animated series and all that stuff. We're listening. We're trying, I promise. In the future, will we see the Vigier or the Whale Probe or something like that? I'd love to. I know Al wants to do a story with the Whale Probe. I think Al does. Somebody does. Somebody in content has mentioned it several times. And honestly, I think that's a dangling story thread that we'd love to get our hands on. Oh, okay. It's the Kazinti and the Pharacin. Sorry, my bad. So, Q-Cullen hit 74 hits on a great point. He said a holodeck mission set in the animated series that looks animated would be awesome. And you know what? You're right. It would. Except, look at this wonderful background behind me. You see how all of this stuff looks similar to our game stuff? So when we make a new mission or a new map, a lot of the times we can reuse. Say, like we're making a Klingon map, we can say, oh, let's reuse those walls there. If we were going to make something that's, say, 1940s or cartoon or something like that, that's a holodeck mission, we would have to remake everything. Which is why whenever we joke about holodeck stuff, we always talk about it as the holodeck expansion, because it would probably be as much or more work than Victory is Life. It's still something we want to do someday, but it's just a question of, when we can get the resources out, when it makes sense to do it, and all that jazz. Yep. Captain Terrell is saying something is a misunderstanding, but I can't see what, because his previous post got buried. Yeah, I don't know. Text-based Captain Croton holo program would be pretty funny. That's something I can see us doing, maybe for an April Fool's, like a text adventure. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm going to mention that to some people. Speaking of Beyond, will we ever be able to get the Franklin or whatever race Crawl was with the outfit and the weapon? Maybe someday. I don't know. I don't know that anything from Beyond is being worked on right now, but it's something we'd like to do. Cool. See you later, Barry Shepard. All right. Cthulhu Neverwinter did not lift our dinosaur assets. They made their own. They didn't even lift our asteroids recently. They made their own there, too. Yeah, Jayla would be fun to see in game. That actress is super famous now, though, so I don't know if we could get her. I'd love to, though. It'd be fun. Blackjack says, is it possible to get a Captain Proton holodeck mission where everything is in black and white? Yes, just turning things black and white is easier. That's actually we just did it for Champions for a April Fool's joke. But the designers on Star Trek don't do things halfway, and they wouldn't. I don't think anybody would be okay with 2409 sets, but in black and white, passing for Captain Proton. They would want to make something that looks like Captain Proton. So that's hard. Mr. Dave, is STL moving away from player housing? We don't think we've ever had player housing, so I don't think we can move away from it. All right. While we're sitting here chatting, I am going to turn on the game. Any minute now. Here we go. Does it not see it? Okay. And I'm going to start up a random TFO. If you guys want to team up with me, feel free to join in randoms. It is possible to do near Jayla with the alien gen. Yes, that is true. Picard Alpha 2 clearance. I answered that question earlier. Roll back on the stream when it's on video on demand. Hey, what a surprise. With the new short briefing, so everything's not dead before I even get into the game. I appreciate. Fire everything! Cool, alright. Let's head on over and blow up some nanite generators. You want a Burrell with Machla pilot power. So you want a classic bird of prey with the bird of prey stats and pilot maneuvers that this ship has. I can see it. No, I'm getting blown up a lot, but it's okay because I see what I'm here for. Hey guys, you look like you're coming over here to heal something. Why don't you go over there a lot? That is my favorite thing to do on this map, using that console. I love it so. Well, there is a bird of prey with pilot maneuvers for you to go KDF in a hot second. I'm playing it right now. But you're right, I would play a classic-looking bird of prey with pilot maneuvers in a hot second, too. Ooh, while we were doing that, this thing didn't blow up. Probably should take it out before the next round of nanite spheres show up. Blackjack says it's absolutely correct. Some of us have slower load times, and getting into the map to find that people have already destroyed half the mission is not a fun experience. It's a short briefing. J. Steve 1, is there another playable faction in consideration for the future? I will say, I won't say no, but not something on the level of what you guys are thinking of. We do want to do playable Borg someday. I know that's a big request. But I don't think anybody's planning on stuff like that right now. We're trying to get through the content we have planned first before we look that far ahead. Why aren't phasers bazookas a thing? Was asked by Thomas Christopher Stahan, who has obviously never played with the Boolean assault cannon. That's a phaser bazooka if I ever seen one, my friend. Fly on over here. Get rid of these guys again. Whoa! Oh, darn it. I hate it when that happens. I don't know what causes it, but it causes them to... Oh, probably because somebody else dropped a... Okay. Oh my god. Gonna blow up. Nope, there I go. Cthulhu, you know I agree with you, bud. I would love more Bird of Prey ships doing cool things, because it's the best ship in Star Trek. Fight me. But, you know. We are looking to update, this is a question from Wraith Shadow, we are looking to update some of the older player skins and things like that in the game, some of the older enemy skins. I know one of the things that people are looking at is the early Klingon models that you fight in Federation, which are showing their age. It's sort of dependent on time and how prominent the thing is. We're also, I think, looking to update some hairstyles, maybe. So the answer is not no, but I think if you're asking for a full graphics overhaul, like I saw somebody on Facebook, that's not something that's going to happen anytime soon. There's no... Especially all the people who ask me every day, when are you changing your engine to Unreal? Who don't realize what that entails. Will Q ever get his wings and tentacles? God, I hope so. I don't remember the episode where Q had wings and tentacles, but now that you suggested it, boy, do I want to see it. Fire! I think Firefly has hit it right on the head that there's a lot of things in game that we need to teach better than we do. It's something we talk about a lot. Something I was talking about at lunch today. There's just, you know, there's a lot of lovely systems in this game that we just don't teach you how to do very well. And we should do it better. It's a big project. It's one we're thinking about all the time and going through as much as we can. All right. Duncan, I would love to do something like that, where you're a plot where one of your bridge officers has more of a character, like a lot of Foundry missions used to do with their created characters. It's hard because even with boffs like Tovan Kev that we, you know, force everyone to have, everyone has their own story with their bridge officers. Everyone has their own idea of what their bridge officers are like. We don't want to accidentally make somebody, as much as I like the character, the quote-unquote Wesley of your ship, because I think it would be unfair. I think it's more likely that we'd go, again, the way some Foundry missions went, where you, there's somebody who is a crew member on your ship and has a story, so that we can create a new person, rather than dropping one of your bridge officers into a story. But that's just my thought. Let's see what's going on with my reps real quick. Getting there. If you want to know why I picked the reps that I'm currently running in Tier 6, I don't know. I picked them because they're ones that I'd started in at some point in the past 2 years of playing this game. And some of them because they have vanity shields I liked. Because as much as I actually really now like the way that my Machla looks, I don't have a vanity shield that I like for it. Tier 6, Tier 6, Tier 5. Thank you, whoever just did my dance in front of me. I appreciate you greatly. Dijon Cyanide, a Q outfit might be an interesting reward for a winter event or something, maybe. I'll pass that on to the team. Might be fun. A mission where your captain is captured and your bridge officers have to rescue them. I actually really like that idea, Mauricio. That is something that I might tell people about because I like that idea quite a bit. Alright, ready for everyone to be mad at me? Time for me to do some Admiralty. But I don't really know why I'm doing it, nor do I particularly care how it goes, so I just pick stuff. Remember I was talking about things that don't get taught very well in game? This is one of them. I know I should be doing Admiralty. I know you all talk about doing Admiralty every day. I don't know why. I've never known why. Jet tried to explain it to me. I didn't get it. Let's see. We want science. There was a 70 science. I swear I just saw one. Alright. We'll just use the Shukdin. Because we could do a mission where your captain is captured and your bridge crew have to save them using the tech we used for Quark's Lucky 7. It's just a question of, you know, how we would do it with your bridge officers. How we would select which bridge officers you use. Or would you select? That sounds awesome, but probably a lot more work. I would have to see. It's an interesting idea. It's a really interesting idea, and I like it a lot, but I definitely would have to get it cleared with some people with higher clearance than me. Oh my god, really? Get this fighter in here, finish this up. Ah, Admiralty is just a good source for dilithium. That explains why my dilithium has gotten better lately. Oh, for God's sake. Don't want to use those. Oh, right. That's not enough. Use the Khaldun. Arcane Flame Pony, that's a really cool idea. I don't know how much this is to make it so that you can pick who your first officer is in every mission, rather than having it just picked based on your ship. I would love that. I don't know how much of a Herculean task it is in terms of heavy lifting, but I'm happy to ask. Let's put the Stati in there. Finally got that from the Phoenix box. Let's put... I need a good tack ship. Let's get the Jem'Hadar strike ship in there. And then I need a 30 science. Sarcophagus should do it. Oh, no, it doesn't. I can math. I need a 40 science then. So let's get the Tanius in there. Are you serious? That voice is probably racist and I shouldn't do it. Alright. Eat the Pastak. There we go. Wraith Shadow, I would love to tell you more about that game that never was. That post fascinated me as well. I don't know what it was, because I wasn't working here at the time. And I forgot to ask Taco. So I will. Does anybody listen to the Adventure Zone besides me? Because every time I'm like, oh, I should ask Taco, my brain's like, Abraca! Never mind, I can't say that on stream. Oh, this is one of the ones where you have to execute somebody. It's a prisoner, and I'm delivering them, so that's probably okay. It's the ones where it's like, sell someone to slavers, that I'm like, do I have to? Can I not? Can I please not? Like this one, right here. I believe I asked Jeremy about that on stream a couple weeks ago, because I was like, you know, honor's a big thing. Slavery, not so much. Ah, good to know. Wraith Shadow says it was about vampires and werewolves. I remember hearing a rumor once upon a time that Cryptic had the World of Darkness license, so maybe it was that. But that was a rumor that I heard before I worked here. So let's keep that in mind before everybody goes running to Massively OP and says, Cryptic once had the World of Darkness license confirmed. Because I did not confirm that. Brian O'Sullivan, I think there's a lot of... We can definitely look at getting people temporal recruit rewards even if we don't run the event again. I don't know how we would do that because I don't know what all the rewards are. Espadina Nuno, yes, the first contact day armor and jacket will definitely enter the Phoenix box someday. A lot of the old event rewards are going to end up there. Orangitis. Playable buffs and social zones, I think, is less of an issue of IP stuff and more of an issue of just wanting to fit as many players as we can in the zone. And that means having to draw less people. I think that's more of the reason why we restrict buffs and social zones than anything else. Don't quote me on that, but that's my thought. What about a buff as a pet item, someone says? I don't know. Alright, now I've been told by Jet many times that the way to play this map is to never attack anyone. We're going to see how well that works. It's not working. Jet lied to me. Luckily, I know another way. Oh, apparently I don't. Okay. See, she says nobody's going to shoot you if you don't shoot first. But they keep shooting me. And so I think she might be lying. She might be full of lies. Ah, stop shooting me! I just need to restore control to this ship. Did we lose it? No, we didn't. Has he got it? Looks like he's got it. Nope, he didn't get it. Now we have to blow them up. Someone was suggesting Zephyrin Cochran's outfit as a first contact day reward. I agree. That sounds super fun. I don't know if it's something we're planning on doing for next year, but it's something I will suggest if they're looking for ideas. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Yeah! Get out of there. Go be free. There we go. Now it's starting to work. It's just that very first round that it's difficult. I see what you mean in chat. Is there any chance of being able to give one of our buffs captain's rank? I think if we were going to do that, because captains should have their own ship, we'd want to have in place some kind of system where you could command your buff to captain a ship, which would be super cool, and I don't think it's a thing that we're working on right now. I know there was some talk of it once upon a time.
So was that actually
What? Okay, somebody got it. I mean, I'm not attacking anything, but if he's going to drop right in front of me, I kind of have to blow him up, right? That's the rules of space pew-pew. Oop. Don't mind if I do. I suppose you could send someone to captain and then just say they're commanding a ship in your admiralty system. That is definitely true. You're not wrong. Here comes the Undine. They're yellow, not green. Yeah, that one got away from me. Race Shadow, that would be fun. With 46 actors, it would probably get long. He's talking about having the game having a title sequence for the 10th anniversary that includes everybody. That could be really fun, actually. I don't think that's wrong, necessarily. I think it's more likely something we'd get a fan to make, like Zaf or Snipey. But you never know. Maybe it's something we can convince Weston to do in his days off. Don't do that, Weston. You do enough work. Don't listen to me. Oh, Orangitis wants to run around social zones as your bridge officers. That's more possible if it's something a lot of people want. Do a lot of people want that capability to run around as a bridge officer as opposed to your captain? Is that something that a lot of people are looking for? Let me know. This is talking about entering social zones as your bridge officers as opposed to your captain. As a bridge officer, let's say. Discovery Andorians are something that's in the pipeline and something we're working on, and that's pretty much all I can say about it. Sorry, I know it's something that everybody wants. Specifically, the Andorians is something that everybody wants. Although, actually, in my semi-informal poll of what you guys wanted from Season 2 of Discovery, the Discovery Klingons beat out the Discovery Andorians. Any plans on doing anything with Andoria? Yeah, someday probably. We like Andoria. We did just make a snow world, so it's definitely a possibility. And did Kelpians beat out the Klingons? I don't think they did this time. Possibly because I'd already said we couldn't do it, and so a lot of people didn't vote for it because they didn't think we could. Like I said, I'm hoping we get a different answer from CBS on that soon, but I don't know if... I haven't heard anything back from Al on his discussions with CBS on that topic. Yes, Sneezing Guy was a Saurian. In Discovery Season 2. That guy was indeed a Saurian. Alright, Tim Parker Chambers, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Will tachyon weapons ever become a new energy type? That's a definite maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know of any plans to make them right now, but also Jet could be working on a ship that has tachyon weapons literally this minute, and I wouldn't know because that's not the sort of thing that I pay super attention to, although maybe I'll pay more attention to it in the future. I honestly would love to do a disco mission as an April Fool's thing. I think that would be fun, but... What species would I love to see redone in the Discovery style that isn't already done, I think is the question, because we've already seen Andorians, Tellarites, Saurians, and Klingons. I don't know. Maybe Remans? I feel like a Discovery Reman would be super gross, but kind of cool. Like, they'd really just hit all those details as hard as they could. Oh my god. I wasn't even getting attacked, that was just a DOT. There he goes. Get out of here! Go, be free! Could we get actual humans on the KDF side, not alien space Barbie ones? Probably not, if I had to guess. That's going to be an IP thing. And I think it would be hard to justify enough humans who are loyal to the Klingon Empire to make it an entire playable race. I can see that being difficult. Anitos Mon Maxos, that is a good idea. But it's also an idea that would mean that we wouldn't be making new missions or any other content for several months. And so I don't think it's what this is talking about, making customizable player-built bridges where you can control everything that's on your bridge and a bunch of other requests. Sell decorations and make decorations. I think it's an interesting idea, but one thing that we know very much about our game, you guys are not as into showing off your stuff, at least housing stuff, and like costume stuff, as in other games. Like for Champions, that would be a good idea. But you guys are really into ships, and so that's where we tend to focus a lot of our customizable peacocking, as it were. And so we'd have to be able to prove through a study that it would be absolutely worth it for the company to build something like that and to spend the resources on it. And I don't know that it would. It's one of those things like, you know, playable villains in games. A lot of people think they want, and then they don't actually use when they get it. That's my feeling on it. And that's my personal feeling, not the position of Cryptic Studios, but... Ben Fuller, yeah, we're still making Discovery-looking Klingons. I don't have an update on when they're coming, but they're coming. Oh, I'm about to explode again. Yeah, Duncan, Idaho is exactly on the nose. We did Renegade's Regret, which was a bad guy mission. It was a bad guy mission where the bad guys regretted what they did, but it was still a bad guy mission where you were doing bad guy things and slaughtering innocents and such. And people mostly said, please never do that again. We did not enjoy that experience. I don't think there's a lot of players of STO who would actually relish the real idea of being a mirror universe captain, for example. All right, what are we supposed to go after first here? Is it the Citadel Dreadnought? That always seems to be people go for. All right, we'll do that. Yeah, Renegade's Regret was a great episode, and I'm really proud of it, and I think I'm really glad we did it. I think the whole team should be really proud of it. But I don't think people want a whole faction of that. That's my feeling on it. It was important to show that part of the story and explain why she came over to our side, but yeah, not every week. That's why I'm really curious to see what they do with the Section 31 show. Although Michelle Yeoh did do a very slow face turn over the course of Discovery Season 2, so you never know. Maybe she'll just be a good guy doing good guy things in the generally not a good guy organization. Firefly 00, that mission sort of opens the door for Zenkethi Doff. Well, Zenkethi Doffs is a lot easier. Zenkethi Boss, if that's what you mean, which I think it is, requires some doing. And we have to think about... We have some plans. I heard a really exciting plan from Al on how to do non-humanoid bridge officers a while back. But it's not in place yet. Claudio Puviani says there shouldn't have been redemption for the character from Renegade's Regret, and some things you can't make up for. I don't know that I agree with that personally, and I kind of feel like that's not how Star Trek has thought about things. Face turns and redemption in Star Trek is a pretty big theme, but what do you guys think? Let me know in chat. I'm curious. Are there... at least in fiction, some things you can't come back from, even if you repent for them? Are there characters you will just never forgive? Oh, sorry, Gwendolyn, it's from wrestling. Yeah, some people said face turn is someone turning from a bad guy into a good guy. Heel turn is somebody turning from a good guy into a bad guy. I've seen so many people say heel turn in reference to Game of Thrones recently that I figured it had entered the regular parlance. Oh, I'm gonna die. Alright, we ran out of time, unfortunately. I will take... What will I take? I'm going to take Delta Alliance. Well, actually, no. What do I need? What do I have the least of these that I don't already have a Tier 6 in? So there's Undine. I have 1,600 marks. That's fine. Delta Alliance. I have 842. Dyson. I have 667. So we'll take those. Orangitis says, I don't think that it's their actions that determine forgiveness, but their sincerity and understanding of their place in the dynamic of right and wrong that does. I couldn't agree more. Something we see a lot, without going too much into stuff that's off topic from this stream. You see a lot of people apologize for things by saying, I'm sorry that you felt that way. And that's not an apology. If you're doing that, don't do that. All right, now last time I got rid of all of these items, a bunch of people said, "Oh my God, he's using the replicator. What is he doing?" So what should I be doing? Should I just be listing all of these on the exchange? I'll take more dice and marks. AW Twitch, Landry, I wouldn't actually describe as a heel turn. I would describe Landry as a tragic fall, which is a different thing. And I guess that is technically a kind of heel turn, but Landry was never evil. I think just, without spoiling too much, and I am spoiling a bunch here, about both of our missions and Season 1 of Discovery, I think she had nothing left to live for. And I think she was... I think once you have the context of her backstory, her character in Season 1 and her choices in Season 1 make a lot more sense. It's somebody who had nothing left and chose a course of action that many of us might think was not intelligent because she had nothing left, because I think she wanted to find something that could bring her peace. It's kind of suicide by cop, but it's suicide by tardigrade. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, that's my thoughts on her story. Okay. People are saying walk over to literally any non-Ferengi vendor, you get 50% of value. Okay, 20 feet to my right, there's apparently a place to sell these. Okay, I'll do that then. So it's just that you get more NPC for more EC from NPCs than you do from the replicator. Good to know. Alright, let's open more packs. I didn't realize I had so many of these backed up. Okay. Those are going on the exchange, though. Because people want those. Alright. Oh, boy, we got some of these, too. Cool. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. Things is sold. Dark Willow, thanks for being a jerk about it. Ah, that's why I have gold cannons in the... Makes sense. Thank you. Yep. Okay. I was like, I didn't think I had any spare sensor-linked things. Let's try that again. Okay, great. Fantastic. Dark Willow, it's not sad at all. The only people who are sad are people who go into Twitch chat and criticize other people, especially people who are rude about it. Somebody said, when did the Undine become playable? There's no playable Undine. These lovely people are using... this is actually Duncan, I think, using a awesome item that we gave away with the Section 31 lockbox, where you can come and become a random skin for a little while. Wait, buy back what console? Oh, God. I don't see any of my consoles on here. Unless it's in the other menu, because that's technically a different vendor. Let's find out. Okay, everybody's telling me I accidentally unslotted a console, and it looks like I certainly did. Yeah, I don't think I sold it. I just gotta remember what I had there. I think... Oh, it was Subspace Jumper, for sure. Oh, I'm damaged. I don't accept friend requests on stream, guys, not because I don't like you, but because I don't want to be flooded with friend requests while we're streaming. There we go. Wraith Shadow, one of the things that I've always thought was interesting in the last few years is that Bridge Commander has playable androids, and so I asked Al when I saw that to see if CBS would let us have androids now. I don't know if anything ever came of that discussion. All right, thank you guys for checking on the panic. I will follow your advice and go through and turn on protected status for everything now, because that's a good idea. And then when I'm done with that, I think we are going to wrap for the day, because it is almost 6 o'clock, and I've still got to put on patch notes and all of those other lovely things. This is exciting content, I know, watching me click a menu over and over. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Rel Solis, for reminding me. I will go talk to Weston right now. Reminding me as requested. All right, folks. Well, I hope you've had fun. I have had fun hanging out with you today. We will see you next week, where we'll have more information on the weekend store and things of that nature. Once that blog has gone live on Monday. And I will talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.